All right, guys, it's a new day. It's an absolutely beautiful day, and we are so close to having this big project wrapped up. So let me show you what we got left. Alrighty, so first thing I just want to kind of go over the layup and the setup of pouring these stem walls. Matt, what do you think? If somebody was bidding an ICF job, they had a bunch of stem walls, I still think, I know this sounds crazy, you guys know I'm crazy, but I'm almost confident we can put basement walls up faster than we can put stem walls up.
100%.
Why is that?
Because they suck.
They're just, for being 2 courses, they are extremely time consuming.
Labor intensive. Putting the, well, we done left them. We done took them out of here. But putting the daggone, all the braces up on the inside, way faster than all this crutch work.
Yeah, even being up off the ground. I've been pouring ICF for 15 years, and I don't know why. Stem walls, you think are going to be quick, easy, and painless, and they always end up eating more time than what you realize. Now, there was 2 of us stacking these stem walls. It basically took us, what, a day and a half to get ready to pour?
Yes.
And there was 4 of us stacking the basement, and it basically took us a day and a half to get ready to pour. I know there's more labor, but there's also 4 times more wall, and whenever you're getting paid per square foot, that makes a difference. So, point of that conversation is, if you're pouring stem walls, bid accordingly, I guess. So, with all that being said, we got a lot of offsets, a lot of stuff going on. You guys seen us stretch all the strings and doing all the squaring up in the last video. Once we got our corners set where we know where we want them, we did come back and actually stretch the string down the outside of the walls. We did not do the short walls, we did all the long walls. So the 25-foot walls, there's 3 25-foot walls, there's one 17-foot wall, and there's one 57-foot long wall. So once we got that, we went ahead and put our stiff backs on. We put some crutches in there, it's just a concrete stake 2x4, and got it on the string. One thing, I didn't catch the guys in time, it's ideal to put these on the inside if you can. The reason for that is, especially here where this ground's a little bit softer, you're going to have a concrete truck up close to the wall. Sometimes you get in a little bit of trouble and the concrete truck will push on those and maybe tweak your wall a little bit. It's not the end of the world, you just need to go back and keep an eye on it later. As you guys can see, we got them on the inside of the wall here, we got them on the inside of the wall down there, and then we'll get around to the porch there in a minute. Now, I covered this a little bit in the last video. This is a T-wall. Even if this was a basement, you'd do the exact same thing. You can see we notched it out, put the L brackets on, rebar comes all the way through. Wada bam, wada boom, you got yourself a T-wall. Now, these notches here are actually for the garage door openings. There's a 12-foot door and a 10-foot door. We make these openings 10-foot 6, 12-foot 6. So basically 6 inches bigger than the door is going to be. The reason for that is they need to come in here and get double framing in here so they got enough room to mount that garage door track on the back without interfering with the ICF wall. On the man door, that is just framed 3 inches larger because you have one piece of framing, one piece 1.5 inch framing on both sides coming down. This one worked out nice because it's an 18-inch step, so we just left the top course out there, and the garage floor will eventually end up coming over this and being terminated out here at a later date whenever they pour that. So that's pretty much how that works. Now, whenever you only got 2 courses, you do got to be a little bit more aware of your strapping. Normally this wouldn't be a big deal, but since there's only 2 courses, you only got a couple nipples holding right there, so we throw an extra strap in down below. So just kind of walk around, make sure you look. You may end up finding yourself putting a strap in a place you normally wouldn't put a strap before. This here is the garage wall, and this turns into porch foundation down through here. This will get backfilled up pretty high on the outside, then this will get filled with gravel and a cap poured over top of it. One thing I did do is we ripped these blocks with a skill saw, and it is hard to rip them perfect with a skill saw. The ideal way to do it, if you were doing the top of a house and you had to rip the top course, use a table saw. Whenever you're doing with the skill saw, the blade wants to walk, it catches in the foam, it catches in the plastic. It's hard to get it just right. So what I actually did on these were pretty far off. It was Robbie's first time doing it, so I got a little handheld power plane over there, and we've used this thing for years. The only thing we use it on is ICF. The blades in it are absolutely shot. I just take this little hand power planer, go down through there, and just kind of tweaked the top of that to flatten it out, take some of the humps and ridges out. You can kind of see how it took some off here but left some there. Where else that is really handy is if you got a bunch of doors and windows in a wall, like an upstairs portal in a house, sometimes you end up with real small bulges around those. You go in there with that power plane, you can just zip that off, make that wall just perfectly smooth. It works very nice. But we're pretty much ready for concrete. We're going to pour this out of a truck. We will not pour this using a pump truck. It should be here in about an hour. So while we're waiting on concrete, we're going to jump down over the hill here and continue on with the septic. So let's do it. All right, guys, while we're waiting on concrete, quick refresher on this. What we end up with, we're 43 by 32, which is what we call our absorption bed.
Yes, sir.
We got 7 rows of pipe because we need 70 feet per bedroom. We got a 4-bedroom house, so we got 7 rows of 40, correct?
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah, that's right. And we got to have 1.5 feet center to center. So that's what our spacers blocks are right there. So now we kind of come back and put sand in that, 6 inches of sand, right?
6 inches over top, so it ends up being 12 plus 6, but yeah, end up 6 on top, which really the minimum is 4.
Are you just trying to argue with me?
Nope, just trying
I think he's just trying to argue with me. Robbie's over there. We got to do a whole bunch of daisy loops in that. I'll show you guys out here in a minute, but we're gonna burn some daylight putting some sand on there while we are waiting on the concrete truck. It should be here in 23 minutes. All right, guys, I'm back to the smooth face bucket on this. If you guys watched us do this before, I do not want to drop that in there too aggressively or too heavy. I just want to kind of shake some down in there because it'll knock out roll spacing off. So we'll just kind of work our way across and kind of get a little bit laid in there. Matt's actually holding that last pipe down there. And then we'll come back and actually get it on top. Matt'll leapfrog him, Matt'll be able to leapfrog them spacers down. So we'll track back over here, get a little more sand. That in there. Matt will take them first round of spacers. They'll move those down now. I don't get too much in there. It really screws them up. Need some on that far end? Can you go ahead and move that spacer, or you want it on there first?
No, you better put some more. Okay.
More on the end before we move the spacer, he says. More on the end, he'll get it. Get it out of there?
Yep.
Perfect. Probably go down a little farther than that, Matt.
Oh, I forgot that one was awesome.
Yep. There you go. You want to check grade on that top one before we go anymore?
Yeah, I checked it in the center a minute ago and it was good, but I'll check it again.
Yep, better safe than sorry.
Yep.
I'll grab a little sand and I'll come help you check it.
I'll get up.
So what we gotta do is, this bed's on a little bit of a slope. That's why all the pipes are on this end. Oh, that is money. That's money. So what we gotta do is we gotta make sure these things are on grade, on contour. So if they're off a little bit, like that one's a little bit, that's around the money. But if they were off, we'd slide them left or right to adjust for the pitch of the ground. But you put that sand on there, sometimes they want to work their way down, so you gotta kind of chase them, make sure they stay where they're supposed to be. They behave themselves.
All right, everybody, he gave the camera up for a minute. Typically that's a mistake, but today will be nice. So as you heard him talking, it's got to be careful and sprinkle it inside the seams there so that it doesn't blow it out kinds of crazy. The other thing to pay close attention to, yeah, that's a little squirrely and we'll fix that, but these we call flags. Those we want straight up, and then on the bottom side of this pipe, there's what we call a diaper. You see the white piece in there? That white piece, we want to make sure it's down. So flag up, diaper down, which that one is correct. And if you look down through there, flag up, flag up, flag up, flag up, flag up, flag up. So consistently down through there, it's flag up. Here in a second, we'll watch him get a bucket of dirt here. He'll bring that bucket of dirt, and the key is to make sure that when he gets it down in here, it doesn't blow that center portion out. So sometimes he'll put it on the back side first, or he'll start up there and fill in those seams, and I'll put my foot here just to make sure. Since he's got it in there, he's gonna come all the way to the back side after he sprinkles a little in there, and he's gonna put it on this back side, and then that holds it in tight. Then what I'll do is I'll take the concrete rake and I'll flatten this out. But first, we gotta move these spacers here that are hidden underneath sand. You can see the end of it there. We gotta leapfrog these and get that spacer down here about 4 to 5 feet off of those spacers to again hold them in place. Look at this, look at this. Oh, look, look. He's out of the track hoe. Stay tuned for more.
Well, we got a little bit accomplished on the old septic, but our concrete truck has rolled in. Time to pour some walls. All right, guys, real quick here before we pour concrete, we do not have any running water here and have some concerns about this tank floating with the upcoming rain, so we got to hold the local guy that hauls some water. He's got about 700 gallon on the truck here. He's gonna try to swing over here and dump in. Hopefully he can get in here without any issues. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, he's got her going on. Looking good so far. Oh, he's got her. That should do the trick. Water going in. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but we're about 3/4 of the way full. We can see a reflection there, check that out. But that should be enough to keep her from floating for a while, so mission accomplished. All right, guys, here's the plan. We're gonna reach down this wall, get all we can on it first, then reach down that wall and get all we can first. And then hopefully we'll take some chutes off the truck here and take some chutes off the truck and make him be able to reach around pretty easy. It's going right good, Clint. Forgot to mention earlier, we did go back and hammer drill and epoxy a whole bunch of rebar into that wall, so we should be in good shape. Where's that drill and vibrator at?
Look at it run.
Going?
Oh yeah.
repair the wall.
Battery dead?
No, it's like
battery's dead.
The battery's about dead. All right, we did make a little bit of a mess, but we were able to get the concrete shot all the way back in there, which was basically going to be our only really big long reach. Everything else from here, the truck should be able to reach pretty easy. So down the wall we go. Robbie's got his backstop over there. That works out pretty good, Matt, if you just want to kind of keep it. Yeah. Clint, we get to right here, we'll jump around over there. Sure a lot easier with the pump truck, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot easier. Less messy. Well, until Aaron's brakes on top of your head.
You better get on your feet right there if you're not paying attention.
Got chunky on it.
Yeah, I think, man, it's crazy, this mix. I don't know what it is. As soon as the air hits it, it's like it starts slacking up. All right, remember in the previous part of this video, I said you really got to watch the strapping on a stem wall. This is why.
That's why we hate stem walls.
I mentioned I don't like stem walls. So, two things happened here. One, we cut that for the T, and two, there was a splice right here. If there wasn't a splice right there, it would have been fine, but there was a splice right there. So we'll put the piece that blew out. I'll pull it back out of there, Matt. We gotta get concrete up behind it. Put the piece in there, it blew out, and then we'll put some strapping on it, and away we go. All right, there it is, guys. Quick, easy repair, all back together. This right here is what we didn't catch. See that right there? We cut that block right here. This stud's busted, and right here is a splice. That's why it did what it did down there. So Matt's gonna get some more screws in that. While he's doing that, we're gonna run back over and go back to pouring. You ready, Robbie?
I'll get that, Robbie. Go ahead with him. Let me get it all the way screwed off there. So
hopefully that's all the excitement for today, Robbie.
I know, right? That was exciting.
It happens. Everybody always wants to know if they blow out. That's honestly probably the worst blowout we've had in several years. It's not really that bad. It always looks worse than it really is.
Teamwork made the dream work.
There you go.
Done.
So we just gotta hope Matt gets it fixed by the time we get back around to him.
I know, right?
The pressure's on, Mr. Millennial.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. We're coming your way.
I'll be done. Don't you worry about me,
That's all right. We don't need it. We can come around the other way. All right, round and round we go. Well, we worked our way back around. Let's see if she holds this time, Robbie. See if she holds this time. She's getting pressure on her.
She's getting pressure, so right now it looks to be doing a job. So
overflowing down here.
Wait, no, just let it sit there, Robbie. Just let it sit there. All right, guys, this tee's actually not quite full yet because it's pushing here a little bit. We'll come back and get that. There'll be enough concrete here on the ground. We can shovel that in full later. We'll let that set up just a little bit where it's not pushing out from underneath there. We got this pretty wet because we were trying to get it to flow down that last wall, which is probably what also hurt us a little bit on that. So, you know, sail port across here and head down the front. Thanks, Clint. Have a good day, buddy. Well, let's hope this tee holds up better than the other tee. So far, so good. Easy there, Stevie.
Your towel, Robbie.
Don't touch that.
Okay, never mind, Robbie.
Yeah, I got the toes locked on. I can touch it over there.
How you want to get that, Stevie?
Everybody wants it to set up.
You want to go ahead and pour it right to that wall first, then come back to it?
Yeah.
All right. He's gonna hop down.
What'd he say?
Get that piece of styrofoam out of the way. He don't need it whenever he's going that way.
Gotcha.
We're gonna go ahead and pour this porch wall, and the truck can reconfigure itself and reach up in here to get this wall. All right, guys, front porch is all poured out. We got a little bit of section here, but the way the truck was configured, it was gonna be hard to reach. He's actually gonna go around back. We're gonna finish pouring that back there. Whenever he comes around front, he comes in the opposite direction and shoot that in there a whole lot easier. It's kind of what makes sense, so that's kind of what we're gonna do. All right, crawl space walls are all done. They look pretty sharp. We got this small little wall back here, and then we'll head back around front, finish this baby off. There she is, boys. Everything around back's poured. Stuff we got around front. We got that little bitty section to go. We should be in good shape. We'll go around, get that last section poured out, go around, make sure we got all of our walls straight and anchor bolts in, all the good little details finished up. With a good rope.
We're on a home stretch now, boys.
Just the right length, Robbie. We realized we forgot to put vertical rebar in these little bitty stand up, so we're getting that put in there before we forget. Perfect. Now she'll be there forever. All right, guys, concrete truck is heading out. We were all poured. We had about half to 3/4 of a yard left over. We ended up pouring it up there in front. Matt's over eyeballing the walls. We got this here is a little bit rough yet. We're gonna let those piers set up a little bit. Then we'll come back and polish those off so we don't have to worry about the concrete coming down in there. I didn't get it on camera, but we did vibrate those. How's she looking, Matt?
Pretty good.
pretty good or really good.
Really good.
Well guys, there she is at the end of the day. Matt's got all the openings all cleaned up. They all look pretty sharp. Everything looks pretty good. Everything looks straight. The sun is officially leaving us. It is getting cold again.
It is.
Long story short, I'm trying to say I think that's going to be it for today. We'll be back in the morning. We're going to try to get the septic finished up. We got an inspection scheduled on it in the morning. Jerry's coming to run the dozer. With a little bit of luck, we are going to be, it's going to be a full day. It's going to be a busy day, but we should be really close to having this job wrapped up. So that'll be nice. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video so far. I was doing my absolute best to get this project finished up in one more video. Didn't want to burn you guys out on this one, but there was just so much that transpired over the next couple days that made it difficult to get the video a reasonable length. It was going to be an hour-and-a-half video, so we're going to bust her up here a little bit. We had to run the foundation drain. We still had to do some backfill up here around the house. As you can see in the background there, we had master dozer operator Jerry. You know we have the issues with the septic tank. Septic tank truck got stuck, and it was just kind of no just absolute complete disasters, but it was just kind of one thing after another. A lot of good video, a lot of good content, even a little bit of good fun mixed in there. This job, this ground, for some reason it just loves sucking trucks in. I don't know quite what the deal is. Yeah, Bell & Water had the old 140 pump going. Jerry was not happy about where that water ended up at, and we'll get that in the video later. And I did my best to get some good video of Jerry on the dozer. He is a hard man to video. He's got one thing on his mind, and that's running that dozer and in getting the work done that we need to get done, and he is good at it. We are not going to deny that fact one bit. But as always, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the first half of this video and all the videos with the ICF. This actually was the largest job we done this year. Would actually have been a pretty small job back in the day running a construction business, but it was a pretty small job, or a pretty large job for what I do now. So glad to have it behind us, and getting ready to wrap up and move on to the next one. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. And I hope, and I promise, I think it will be the last video on this job. So we'll catch you then.